All right.
Okay.
All right, with it being 2:31, I would like to call the annual meeting annual meeting of the Joint Review Board to order. Nicole, was roll taken?
Yes.
A roll accounted for, thank you. Then I would need a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion made by Dave, seconded by Scott. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried. All right, so what we'd like to do here today, as Chad has joined us, and I guess just first to give you a little history, as far as the increments are concerned, every year I have to report to the state of Wisconsin by state statute an annual report of where the jurisdictions are at, both on the expenditure and revenue side. So that's what is included in your packet. But before we do that on both the TID 4 and tax incremental district number 4 and number 5, I thought it would be beneficial for Chad to just do an update of each of those districts. I provided a map so you can see where the district's at. And then I'm going to have him talk a little bit about the districts first, and then I'll go through where we're at as far as the finances are concerned. And then we can go ahead and approve those annual reports and call it a meeting. So I will turn it over to you, Chad, for TID district number 4.
Sure. So TID 4, that's the Celestial Hills development. Randy Retzloff is the developer on that project. If you happen to be over on Beckert Road, you'll see he is quite busy with his construction over there. He's got 3 out of the 6 buildings built. To my understanding, the 3 buildings that he does have open are full. I have not confirmed that, but it looks like every time he opens one up, it's pretty much full. He's got a waiting list from my understanding. So he's doing very well there. Unfortunately, he did get a little bit of a late start than what he projected to, just because of supply chain issues and materials that he could not get right away because of the COVID shortages and everything. So he got a later start than he anticipated based on timing for his developers agreement. So he did approach the city a couple of weeks ago and asked me if we could do a several month extension on his developers agreement, where it talks about the completion date of the 6 apartment buildings. He was supposed to have everything done by the end of this year, December 31st, 2023. However, because of his late start, supply chain and material shortages, he has requested a several month extension. The council tonight is considering to award or approve a memorandum of understanding to actually give him a 6-month extension, just to let him get past get the project done. So that really won't affect things too much in the district based on increment. I think that we were conservative on our values for the process, for the project and for the property. So even if he's like 95% done by the end of this year, his actual value probably will even be more than what our conservative completion value was. So I think we'll be okay with all that. But the council will look at a 6-month extension tonight. Otherwise, everything is on track with there. He does have the, which is outside the TID, he does have the base layer for the road for the Southland Lane extension for the single family of projects that are to the north of his apartments. That is all in. I do not know when he's going to be putting his first single family house in, but I know he's focusing on the apartments first to work on that. So very good progress and very positive progress on that development right now. TID number 5, the 2 projects we got in TID 5, the downtown district.
Chad, can I go ahead and get the annual report? So
Perfect.
then I would like to move from the explanation of the district and where it's at to the actual annual report of TID 4. So we currently are, we started the year in the negative, which is normal for a TID district, of about $25,400. We had capital expenditures in the amount of 14.5, some administrative, which is us within the city who work diligently at, including Nicole, Chad, and myself and others, getting these projects moving forward. So then we had some DO, Department of Revenue fees for all their stuff and of course an audit, our audit costs. So we are currently at a payback to the district of 43,900. Currently, the city, the general fund is fronting that money to the TID district. And we will see that money come back in increment over time because this district is actually pay-go completely except for Oshkosh Street. And we expect the TID to donate to the Oshkosh Street, not vice versa. And we'll be taking out some debt for Oshkosh Street, but that has nothing to do with the TID district. So that is where that annual report sits today. If anyone has any questions, I can entertain those. Otherwise, I would need a motion to approve the annual 2022 TID report for the tax incremental district number 4.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. All right, then we'll move into TID district number 5.
All right, so TID District 5, the downtown TID, has 2 projects for that TID right now. First one is First State Bank that is under construction. If you go past on Park Street or on Wapaka Street in the downtown, they are actively building. To my understanding, they are anticipated to be completed with that project by the end of this year. Hopefully they'll actually be moving in before the end of this year. Sounds like everything is on task or ahead of task, so that's good for their progress. They plan on transferring ownership of the existing building to the city for the library project. In our developers agreement, we talked about January 15th. So that's the deadline that everything is going to be transferred for the library project, but they should be in their building well before the end of this year. So everything's on task with that and looking to be a very good development. The city purchased, if you envision their existing development, their new development, the city purchased a portion of their parking lot on the southern side, which will be adding on to our parking lot for the downtown project. So we did purchase that a couple weeks ago. And we're going to be doing some improvements there so that this year's project in the TID is going to be working on the development of the new parking area, which includes the grass area next to Lynn Tank Agency, the existing city parking lot to the north of that, and then the new section of parking lot that we purchased from First State Bank. That should be adding in, I believe it was about 78 parking stalls for the downtown. So a good addition of parking in the downtown district. The SC Swiderski development, which is planned for the riverfront property. We were able to come to terms and Swiderski did sign the developers agreement for that project. That initiated the city's utility relocate plan or project that is underway right now. So we are moving utilities to make room for their $17 million, 98 unit development on the river. That's going to be a great addition to the downtown district for downtown housing. We plan on having the utility relocate done within the next month. And then we are probably going to close on we need to close on the project by the end of July. And in the developers agreement, they will start their work sometime in the fall. I anticipate it being more of prep work, site fill, prep work for that. Maybe not so much building construction quite yet, but per their developers agreement, it is a big project. They need to be done by the end of June 2025. So it's going to take over a year for that construction for that project to occur. But everything is on task with that. They did sign the developers agreement for that project, and we're excited to see that project underway as well. So,
Any questions of Chad on any of that? Thank you so much for that update. Appreciate it. So then we'll take a look at the annual report. You can see we went into the year at negative 21,200-ish. We spent another 260,000 on capital project in this district. Administrative fees of 4,000. Again, audit dollars of 650 and DOR, Department of Revenue, not DNR, Department of Revenue fees, 1,150. So that leaves this to district in the negative of about 286,500. We are bonding currently for this district. That will go to council tonight, actually, at a great rate. We're going through that process. So I did hear from Ellers today, and we will be moving forward with finalizing that. Our intention currently is to pay, again, the general fund is fronting the dollars for this downtown project in order to minimize the amount of bonding, because we have a number of other projects within the city we want to be moving forward on in the next couple of years. We worked through the process with Ellers of paying this back over time so that we did not bond for the current dollars that the TID districts owes the general fund. And when visiting with Moody's and our rating, they also had no concerns over the city taking those dollars back over time. So that is the direction that we went with. So I feel we have a very conservative amount of about $3.2 million that we will be bonding for tonight. There's some other things that are included in that besides the downtown project, but a very modest amount of money to help with that project. And then it also allows us to have some dollars available. So hopefully Chad will be bringing some more businesses into our downtown, and it will give him the money to be able to provide any incentives if that's the way that it works moving forward. So with that, if anyone has any questions, I would be glad to answer them. Otherwise, we could take a motion to approve the annual 2022 TID district report for tax incremental district number 5.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None? Motion carried. And then I don't think I meant to discuss responsibility of the joint review board, but since it's on there, we will meet annually from now until this district is closed in approximately 20 years, and maybe sooner. So we will know more about that as we move through time. So currently that is the responsibilities of the joint review board. So with that, I could entertain a motion to adjourn unless anyone has any other questions.
So move.
Anyone want a second?
Second.
All right. Then all those in favor?
Aye.
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 We are adjourned.